What is up, guys? Rick Cactus here, and today we are going to be showcasing the complete guide for how to get the new Malfeasance exotic hand cannon in Destiny 2 Forsaken. And so, let's get started. Now, I'm sorry I'm a little bit late with this video. The Malfeasance came out at the same time as the new Wish Ender exotic bow, and I chose to focus on that first, and the Malfeasance is quite the grind. So, in that regard, for this video, I'm going to try to focus more on how to complete this mission easily. Tips, strategies, loadouts, and all of that stuff, instead of just saying how to do things. Okay, now, the first thing you're going to need to do is get a special boss to spawn in Gambit. So, when you're about to fight your primeval, he's going to be replaced with, well, this guy. A giant floating meatball exactly like the one you fought at the end of the Forsaken campaign. And here's the thing, this special primeval boss spawns totally randomly. You could load into your first Gambit match for today and find him. Or you could spend 12 hours farming Gambit and not see him once, right? That's going to be the issue that a lot of people face, is the pure randomized nature of this boss spawning. Now, something else you should know is that he's only going to spawn when someone has the opportunity to win that Gambit match. So he seems to never spawn in the very first round, but if you've won that first round, he might spawn for you in the second round, because to get the quest step, you're going to kill this special primeval guy, and then that's going to win you that particular Gambit match. Now, yes, it is possible that this crazy rare boss will spawn, and if you don't kill him, you will not get the quest step. You actually have to kill this primeval. So let's talk about some tips for melting your primeval as fast as possible so that if this guy does spawn for you, you're not completely screwed. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is kill the Primeval Envoys. That's going to start to build the Primeval Slayer stacks. Those Primeval Slayer stacks are super important. You really don't want to even touch your Primeval until you have Primeval Slayer times 3 or even more, because otherwise you're kind of wasting resources. In fact, that's another big part of it. Do not waste resources right away. If you have a lot of sleeper, if you have a super, if you have a lot of shotgun, don't necessarily expend it right off the bat as soon as you see this guy. You can expend some taking down those envoys, but you kind of want to hang on to your resources because 99.9% of the time, as soon as you summon your primeval, people are going to start to invade. I don't know why. They obviously didn't watch my Gambit guide, because if you invade right off the bat, you're doing nothing. You're killing people and healing a primeval that's already at full health. So, again, if you expend all your resources, if you use your super, if you use all of your escalation shotgun right away, then someone comes and invades, kills you and heals your guy, you're back to zero. So you kind of want to save it, wait for the first few invasions, and then once you're at Primeval Slayer times 3 or times 4, you basically kill that invader, and as soon as you kill him, that's when you go into melt mode, right? Then you use your escalation shotgun, use your sleeper all on the boss, melting point, Well of Radiance, Blade Barrage is fantastic, and just go ham. Again, the main thing is killing those envoys and getting those Primeval Slayer stacks upwards, and then once they're high, then melting the boss. Don't really worry about invasions. In fact, if you're being invaded, be very aggressive right off the start when your primeval first spawn. Go and try to seek out that guy and kill that guy, because the worst thing that happens is that he kills all 4 of you guys really quick. And then what? You spawn back in, there's no invader, and your primeval is, still at full health. The invasion didn't really do anything, and you have a ton of stacks. That's a good opportunity to start the melt. Another quick tip is that if you're melting your primeval and he's just about to die, he's like 1/4 or less health, and you see it pop up that someone has invaded, ignore the invasion. Just focus on the boss. You can usually kill that boss before the invader gets a sight picture on any of your guys. A huge mistake would be for your team to peel away, abandon your primeval, and get into position that the invader wants you to be at, which is looking for him spread apart, easy to pick off. Stick together and finish off that dang primeval. More often than not, you can kill him before the invader even kind of gets his bearings. Now, once you do finally get this boss to spawn and defeat him, you're going to get a new exotic object, the Seething Heart quest step. It's going to be in the pursuits category of your inventory, and it's going to prompt you to go back to the tower and talk to the Drifter. Once you do that, your quest step is going to update, and then you're going to have to kill 25 taken bosses or mini bosses. Now, the easiest way to do this by far is just to head to the Dreaming City in the very first area where you can land and just wait for an enemies move against each other. There are so many taken bosses and mini bosses that spawn here, it is truly insane. So just head to the same place that you see me go in the background, and when the enemies move against each other, the taken are going to spawn more close to the doorway, sometimes even inside the doorway in the hallway. And again, there are a ton of taken mini bosses here. At the end of an enemies move against each other after going ham, I had 24 out of 25. Like, that is an insane rate in about 10-ish minutes, probably less. Now, if you're in the same scenario, how do you finish off the last 3? Well, it's probably going to be a little bit longer to wait and do a whole nother enemies move against each other. So what you can instead do is go to a lost sector where there is a taken boss, as you can see me head to right now, and those lost sector bosses do count as bosses, so you can just go in, kill the guy, come out, and as soon as you get out of the lost sector, as soon as you see the name change for the location you're in, you can head right back in, the enemies will spawn again. So you can farm this like 25 times, and some people are suggesting it, but the enemies move against each other is way faster. Just use this technique for farming a lost sector to finish off your last few. Now, as soon as you've defeated 25 bosses or mini bosses, your quest step is going to update in your inventory, and then it's going to say to complete the mission, The Corrupted. So simply open your destination map on the Dreaming City, and up near the top, you're going to see, well, a strike called The Corrupted. This is not what you want to do. You actually just want to go a little bit down and to the right, and then there is a blue quest symbol called Darkness in the Light. This is the specific corrupted mission you have to do. The recommended power is 580. That's a lot, and that's going to be a huge hurdle for a lot of people. Except, not really. Because something a lot of people don't know is that you can actually get 3 people, load into this mission. So 3 people travel to the Dreaming City, head over to this mission, accept it. It's going to start this special corrupted mission. And as soon as it starts, as soon as you're in this new special mission, 3 more people can join you. That's right. You can have a 6-man strike for this part. And of course, having 6 people is going to make it a lot easier than just 3 people. So 3 555s, you probably couldn't beat it. But 6, yeah, you probably could. So grab a bunch of your friends or LFG it and make your way through this mission. Remember, there is no like time limit. Take your time, kill all the enemies you see. There's a ton of arc shields and a ton of void shields. So if you have arc or void weapons or subclasses that you can use, that would be actually quite helpful. And just, again, make your way through this mission until you defeat a boss. Now, it should be noted that if you're expecting the exact same thing as the Corrupted Strike, you're going to be wrong. The boss is in a different spot. It's a totally different boss. It is a little bit different than the Strike. Now, once you do complete that mission, your quest step is going to update. You're going to have to go back to the tower and talk to the Drifter. After doing so, your quest step is going to update again, and this time, you're going to have to get to 100% of Motes of the Dark and Gambit wins. So you're going to have to deposit quite a lot of motes, and you're going to have to get 10 Gambit wins. Now, there is a little bit of a catch to depositing motes. If you die with motes, it's going to subtract 2 times the score. So basically, if you have 10 motes and you die, it's going to make you lose 20 motes worth of banked motes. So let's say you have to bank in total, 500 motes. Going back 20, like several times, is going to take a lot longer. Basically, like every 5-ish you put in is about 1%. 15 is around 4-ish%. But if you also put in just 1 mote, it's also going to count. It literally is just a grand total of motes you have to bank overall. So my tip for this is definitely don't get too greedy. right off the start, yeah, you can get 10, maybe 15 if you have good teammates that are letting you do this, but then just get 10 or 5. Probably 5, honestly, every single time. Also, don't be that worried if you have like 7 or 8. It's not worth it spending an extra 5 minutes to get the last 2 motes when someone is just about to invade. Just peel off, go, and bank it. Yes, that, maybe isn't the best for actually winning the game, but trust me, this top part is likely going to take a little bit longer, especially if you die a few times, than the bottom part. So, again, don't get too greedy. Try to go for like a max of 10 and then be banking very, very often. And also, pay attention to how much motes the enemy team has. You can see when they're going to invade. Like, you can predict when they're going to invade long before they actually invade. Once they cross that threshold, you know it's possible to invade. And if your team isn't just about to invade or hasn't invaded, you know that it's gonna be a problem. Now, as for the Gambit wins, it's just really getting Gambit wins. Depending on how good of a player you are and how many players you run with in a stack, it's going to vary how long it's going to take to get these 10 wins. But everything I talked about earlier about how to melt your Primeval, this is really going to also help in getting those wins, let me tell you. Now, one more thing that's very helpful in terms of getting motes and also winning Gambit matches is using your super quite often. A lot of people save their supers for the boss like every single time, but if you're using your super, it's pretty likely you're going to get it back in time for the boss, especially if your entire team is using supers and chaining motes. But supers specifically like a tether with the Orpheus rigs, exotic boots, like that's going to be so good and you're going to get that back almost every time you use it. Any exotic armor piece that makes you get your super energy back for using that super. So the new one for Blade Barrage, Skull of Dire Ahamkara for the Voidwalker, and you want to use Cataclysm for that. Those are going to be fantastic. You can use your super, get it back immediately or almost get it back, and then collect a crap ton of orbs very quickly. Helps with the modes of Dark because you're banking stuff quickly before they can invade, and also obviously helps with Gambit wins if you can get ahead and start invading more often and all that stuff. Now moving on from there, after grinding Gambit and completing these objectives, your quest step is going to update. Then you're going to have 2 more objectives. Firstly, opposing guardians defeated, 25, and then kills as invader. Now the description reads, have an ally invader defeat 4 opposing guardians in a single invasion 3 times, or defeat opposing guardians as an invader. And then as an invader, defeat 25 opposing guardians in Gambit. So the 25 is simple. Just head over, invade. If you kill 25 guys in total, you're going to complete that quest step. There's no going backwards for dying, thankfully, nothing like that. Now the kills as invader part, like the description says, you can get an ally to do that. If you are not comfortable invading, if you just don't want to do it, get someone on your team who's really good to do it. If they do it and get 4 kills, that's going to count towards your percentage. But you can complete this quest step in one go. If you invade and you get 4 kills yourself, it just goes immediately to 100%. There's no 3 times stuff. And getting 4 kills is actually not that difficult because it's just getting 4 kills, not killing all 4 players. So if you go in and you're not necessarily focused on killing the guy with the most motes, obviously if you can kill that guy, go for it. You can just kill the 3 guys that pop out to you. The guy with 10 is hiding in the back, that's fine. Leave him, and just go for their spawn. The 3 guys you killed are going to respawn all in the same spot. They're going to run out of spawn and then just get sleepered again or whatever you want to use to kill them. And that's a super easy way to get your 4 kills, is focus on the guys respawning. You could even just kill 2 and kill those same 2 that respawn. That's going to count as 4. Seriously, it's a lot easier than hunting down all 4 individual players most of the time. Now, as for stuff I would recommend using to get these kills, number 1, of course, Sleeper Simulant. If you have it, use it. It's fantastic. It one-hit kills everything. It's ridiculous, right? Everyone knows the Sleeper is a problem in Gambit right now. But if you don't have that, what are some recommendations? Well, number 1, a rocket launcher with tracking, especially if you do have the two-tailed fox exotic one. those are fantastic. You can quickly lock on from afar and just tank. You can even with one shot get a couple of different kills. So those are quite good. Also, sniper rifles and normal linear fusion rifles aren't bad if you're good with them. If you can hit your sniper shots, you can absolutely destroy people with sniper rifles. And also, supers aren't bad either, but the problem is that if you don't have a sleeper, the other team will have someone with sleeper, and if you're trying to use your super and being too aggressive, they'll sleeper you out of the air. So another tip is be a little bit sneaky. When you spawn in, a lot of people just spawn in, see the enemy names pop up and go right for them, but that's where they're expecting you to go. A good team, when they see the invasion thing pop up, they're going to be looking at the only 3 possible invader spawns waiting for you. So it's not a bad idea to take a little bit of extra time when you spawn in as an invader, flank around. Go around to the side, come at them from an angle that, they wouldn't necessarily expect. They can't see you, you can see them, and that is really going to help you actually get some kills. If you just charge right at them, you're going to have a little bit of trouble getting those 4 kills with one invasion. But this is the last quest step, so once you do get all of your kills, you're going to be prompted to go back to the drifter in the tower. Once you do, he's outright going to give you the Malfeasance. So enjoy your new exotic weapon. Guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.